Hey guys, so this is a different day than the day that I filmed this tutorial. I just went to edit it and saw that the intro that I filmed and the very end unfortunately look really dark because I don't have lights, and right now I'm filming in front of a window and using natural light for now. And anyway, by the time I finished filming it was starting to get dark and I was hurrying, but I mean, it's not the parts that matter. You can see the whole tutorial, but my intro is really dark, and I just didn't want anybody to see that and immediately click off the video, so I apologize. I really hope to get lights super soon, but, you know. Yeah. Anyways, the intro and the outro are the only parts that are dark. They only last a couple seconds. You can totally see everything I'm doing in the tutorial, so bear with me. Thanks, guys. Tuba views! Hey guys, it's Kat. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new. Today's look was inspired by a post that I came across in an alternative beauty group that I am in on Facebook. A lovely lady posted this picture. She asked if somebody could recreate the eye look and make a tutorial on it, and I just thought that the whole thing was so beautiful. I loved it so much, and I was like, yeah, I will do it. I'll totally do it on my channel, and I'll share it here, and everybody was all about it, so I'm super stoked. I love the way that it turned out, and yeah, it was so much fun. So if you want to see how I came up with this orange and black, I think I'm gonna call it a fire and ash look? Maybe? I don't know. Anyways, if you want to see how I came up with this look, keep watching. Thanks! So if you watch my brow tutorial, you know that that is always the very first thing I do. When I do my makeup, I do my brows, and then I do my eyeshadow. So I'm gonna go ahead and start off there today like normal. So what I'm gonna do is do my short little sketchy motions. As far out as I can. I am going to go in with just a black. I'm just going to go in with a plain black eyeshadow and then a brown eyeshadow to set them. And I'm just going to use a little angled brush. So first I'm going to start off with my black eyeshadow towards the tail. And then I'm going to go in with my brown eyeshadow and kind of go over the front section of the black to try to give it that like really blended appearance, you know. I'm going to take the little brush on the end of my eyeliner pencil and just kind of comb all that product through the hairs a little bit so it's not all heavy and matted down. Go in with another Q-tip and clean up the edges again. Okay, and then I'm just going to smudge the front out with my finger. I'm going to go in with that brush and kind of brush away some excess product in the front. And I'm just going to take some Glamouflage concealer by Hard Candy in the shade Light. I'm going to squirt it on the back of my hand just a little bit. Like, just the tiniest little bit. Use this little flat brush and clean up underneath the brow. So I'm going to go ahead and prime my eyelid with the same concealer. And then I'm going to set my eyelid using the Perfect Finish HD powder by e.l.f. and just a little clean, fluffy blending brush. I'm going to set that right away just so that I don't get any creasing. and I get a nice little even base for my eyeshadow to go onto. And then I'm going to wipe off that same brush that I was using to put the concealer on, and I'm just going to go in with a little bit of foundation at the top of my brow. Today I'm going to use the Glamouflage foundation as well by Hard Candy. I'm the shade Fair. Going with that same little flat brush. I just get the tiniest bit of foundation because this stuff is super full coverage for drugstore. It goes a really long way. And I'm going to go across the top of my brow the same way I did the bottom. I'm going to go in with a damp beauty blender and blend out the edges of that. Alright, I'm going to take a tiny bit of that, teeny bit, and just kind of tap it, not right in the front of my brow, but right beside the front of my brow, and then with my finger tap it over and kind of blend it in with the front of my brow a little. Okay, for the eyes, it's kind of hard to tell because the original picture, the girl's kind of squinting and she has hooded eyes like I do, but her eyes like not all the way closed and not all the way open, so it's sort of hard to see all the blending in between. But the gist of it is that it's a black wing and it has like this deep orangey, like really reddish orange like outline around the wing, and then it's kind of blended out from there. So really your only color is going to be orange in this look. But of course I like to start off with a transition shade. So I'm going to go in with my Pirates of the Caribbean palette by Lorac Los Angeles, and I'm going to go in with this shade right here called Bones. It's a nice little tan color. It's become like my favorite, one of my favorite transition shades since I got this palette. It's really close to my natural skin tone actually, but it's just, I don't know, it's a little bit more of a gray undertone, so it is different. I don't know if that makes any sense, but anyway, I'm going to buff that into the crease. I'm just using the other end of this little Urban Decay brush. Any like dense round eyeshadow brush, not necessarily a super fluffy blending brush, but a more dense one would work. So I'm putting that all in the crease. I'm going to go in and deepen that just the slightest bit and go into this slightly darker tan shade called Pirate's Chest. Go again right in the crease. Blend, blend, blend. I'm going to go in with this kind of off-white color called Matey, or actually it's called Maddie, like Matte-Y, and I think that's adorable. I'm just going to highlight under the brow bone a little bit with that. I'm going to use the, I think this is called the Pro Liquid Liner by e.l.f. It's in jet black. This is a $2 eyeliner, so woot woot. Alright, and the next step is the fun part, the orange. I'm going to go in with the Take Me to Brazil palette by BH Cosmetics. I'm going to go in with this bright orangey shade right here. So I'm going to go back in with this little flat brush that I did my concealer with. Just get a little bit on the tip there. And what you're going to do first is basically outline your wing with the orange. So I'm just kind of going. Oh, that's not going to work. I need to prime under my eyes first. Alright, normally I would do all of my upper shadow first and then do everything below, but because there's such an outline around the entire wing, I'm going to go ahead and prime under my eyes and put a little bit of foundation and concealer under there as well. Okay, now we're going to do the orange. Like I said, go in with that lighter, brighter orange shade from the Take Me to Brazil palette. And start outlining your wing. Go back in with your blending brush and blend that out. I'm going to go in with the darker orange shade in this palette. I'm trying to do the same exact thing and just not blend it out quite as far. And blend. And then I'm actually going to dip into this little palette that I'm using the mirror from. This is a little mini palette by Naked Cosmetics. And I'm going to go in with the really pretty burnt orange shade there in the middle. Also on the flat brush. And keep this a lot closer to the outline of your liner. Now at this point, we want to transition our liner into the orange shadow because it was really blown out. It was a really defined wing, but the edges were just so softly like smudged out, you know what I mean? So I'm going to go back into the Pirates of the Caribbean palette and go into this dark brown shade called Archie and just get the teeniest, tiniest little bit and keep that super tight to the wing. Just to help give it that really nice gradient effect. And go back in with your blending brush and blend that out. And then I'm going to go in with Cursed in the Pirates palette. It's this really black shadow with like a slight gold glitter. It has gold glitter in the palette, and I'm not going to say that none of it comes off on the eye because a little bit does, but it's not like a glitter eyeshadow, you know what I mean. So again, I'm going to keep this right on the edge of the outline of the wing. Not really liking whatever's happening right here between the shadow and my brows. I'm going to wipe that away a little bit. I'm going to go in, add some more of that brow bone color, Maddie from the Pirates palette, and just reapply it and re-blend it with everything else, and take some of that transition shade Bones and blend that with the top of the orange, and then do the same thing with that other transition shade Pirate's Chest. Alright, I'm going to go back in with that liquid liner by e.l.f. and just touch up my wing. Just basically go back over top of it and redefine it. I'm going to go back in with the tiniest bit of that black shade Cursed on a little angled brush. And again, just try to kind of blur out the edges a little bit. And a blend. Oh, it's so cool. Okay, I am going to go ahead and do my foundation, concealer, contour, blush, highlight, all that jazz, my whole face routine off camera, and then I will come back and finish the eyes, finish the eyebrows, and show you how to do the lips. Alright, so I did my other eyebrow, my other eye, and all of my face makeup. So now it's time to finish the eyes and the brows and move on to the lips, and we will be done. So I'm looking at this picture, and it looks like there's a really subtle, skinny outline of that burnt orange color just around the like arch and the tail of the brow, and then it's super faded right at the very front of the brow as well, and it comes down around the lower lash line. So that's the area we're going to focus on first. I'm going to go back in with my little flat brush and that darker orange color from the Take Me to Brazil palette. And I'm going to do my eyebrows first. So really skinny line around the tail of the brow basically, and then just around the arch. Like that. And then I'm going to grab my blending brush and blend the edges of that out just like on my eyes. And then to brighten that up, I'm going to go over top of it with that lighter orange shadow. I'm going to do the same thing just at the very front of my brow. And I want this one to be fairly subtle since I do have the gradient brow. Next I'm just going to line my waterline. I prefer black gel pencils. I'm using, it's just the black eye pencil that came in the Pirates of the Caribbean palette. My favorite waterline pencils are actually the Lasting Drama Waterproof Gel Liners by Maybelline. Gel liners in general are just super fantastic for the waterline because they're so soft and smooth and creamy. They come off so easily. I always like to connect just underneath my waterline at the outer corner, just the tiniest bit, connect it to my wing. That's just personal preference. I think that it makes the whole look more cohesive. And then I'm just going to use most of the colors that I used on my eyelid and put them under my eye too. I'm going to start with Archie, that dark brown color and the Pirates palette that I used, and just put a little bit under the outer corner. And then I'm going to go in with Cursed, the black shade from the Pirates palette, and put it right over top of that brown, keeping it a little bit tighter to the waterline. I'm going to go in with that dark burnt orange that's in this little Naked Cosmetics mini palette. Put that right next to it, kind of somewhat in the outer corner and somewhat in the middle. I'm actually going to go just underneath the dark colors here too, just to kind of really blend it really good. Really well. I'm going to go over top of that with the darker orange in the Take Me to Brazil palette. And take that almost to the inner corner, and not quite all the way. And then I'm going to take that brighter orange and put that underneath and in the inner corner. I'm just going to go ahead and really lightly give the whole outside of that shadow a really good blend. Because we want it to be there, but we want it to have a really nice gradient. Okay, this next step is not part of the original look, but I don't know, this look makes me think of fire, so I want to go ahead and add it. I'm going to add a little pop of yellow onto the inner corner, just to bring a little bit of fun and brightness. Blend that out. Alright, next is mascara. I am just using a $2 mascara from e.l.f. I believe it's the only one that they make in a white tube. The next step would be lashes. I actually am out of lashes right now, so I can't wear any. It makes me really sad. But if you were going to wear lashes, this would be the time to put them on. If you are like me and are a broke bee and don't have lashes at the moment, all you gotta do at this point is lipstick. The lips in the original picture, she definitely had pointed tips around her widow's peak. I obviously do not naturally have that, so I'm going to have to overdraw or overline my lips just a little bit to achieve that. To do so, I don't have a lip liner, which I recommend using because that's intended for your lips and it's safe. I am just going to use a little bit of eyeliner to line my upper lip. You're going to want to go ahead and fill that in with a black lipstick. I am using the Kat Von D Everlasting Liquid Lipstick in the shade Witches. I am obsessed with this black lipstick. It's so good. Alright, so I have my black lipstick on. I have my little pointy bits drawn around my Cupid's bow. Now we're going to do the orange highlighting around the lips. In the original picture, she had it above in the Cupid's bow and then a little bit underneath the bottom lip as well. So I'm going to try to recreate that. I'm going to start off using the darker orange shade in the BH Cosmetics palette again. And just lightly outline my little pointy bits at the tops of my lip / the bottom of my Cupid's bow. Again, going on with your blending brush and blending that out. I'm going to go in with that darker orange that's in this little Naked Cosmetics palette again and just deepen that. The BH Cosmetics orange underneath my lip and just kind of following the middle of the curve. You don't want to go all the way to your corners of your lips because you kind of want this to look like a shadow, if that makes sense. Which, putting a shadow underneath your bottom lip will make your lips look bigger too, so yay! Blend that out. I'm going to go back in with the Naked Cosmetics orange just in the center. Blend that out. I'm going to hit my upper lip with a little bit more of the orange from the BH Cosmetics palette. And I'm actually going to follow just across the tips of the peaks of my lips as well and blend that out. And then I'm going to go over and touch up my lipstick. Alright guys, this is the finished look. I went ahead and finished my lips, touched them up. I put a little bit of highlight in the inner corner of my eyes and went and threw my hair up real quick to get it out of my face. But yeah, this is how it turned out. I hope you guys like it. I hope you're happy with it. I will insert some selfies here for you to get better looks at it than what this crappy old camera can pick up. But yeah, I had so much fun doing this. I'm really happy with how it turned out. I really enjoyed making something kind of for someone, something that was requested, so definitely hit me up on Instagram, Facebook, say something in the comments below. Let me know what you want to see next. I would love to do more specific looks that you guys want to see or tips and tricks on specific things to do with makeup, and I had so much fun. I really enjoyed it. I hope that you guys liked this. And yeah, if you did, definitely like the video. I would appreciate it so much. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you thought. Subscribe if you really like me. I would very much appreciate it. Yeah, that's all I got for today. So I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!